62,000 strong. Corey Provis, Shane Vereen, Petros Papadakis, Dean Blandino from Los Angeles throughout the day as well. Late October, the weather cooperating, 50 degrees as we are just about set to go for Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Oklahoma State won the toss. Defer to the second half, so Matt Campbell and the Cyclones will have possession to start the day. Jake McClure will boot this one away.
The scene is thick in Ames, Corey.
Amazing scene, and why not? Third sellout this year. Kene Nwangu back to receive and no chance, and Iowa State will have it from its own 25-yard line. And we get our first look at a very confident quarterback, fellas, in sophomore Brock Purdy, who's efficient. He has all the numbers and fifth right now in passing yards per game, not just in the conference, fellas, but across the college football landscape.
Across everything, and he is the prototypical NFL-type quarterback. He runs an NFL pro-style offense. They give him a lot on his plate. He's checking plays. He's changing protections. He does it all.
He's got so many options, including his tailback in Breece Hall. He's had some huge games back-to-back weeks. The tight end Kohler in motion, so Purdy on first down, pressured, and will be dropped for a loss of 4, a sack from Israel Antwine.
And really kind of a coverage sack here. You're going to see Purdy dropping back pretty easy and just does not have the time to find a guy. Big pressure coming from the outside, Trace Ford, and then Antwine is able to clean it up. That is a big start for this Cowboys defense, who has been maligned in the last couple weeks.
And the Cowboys, they had 4 sacks last week, despite the loss at home to Baylor, but all 4 sacks came in the opening half. So second down and long. Pressure again. Purdy throws incomplete off the hands of the tight end Kohler. So third down and long.
This is a deep Iowa State offense that can do a lot of different things. The offensive line is established and does a good job. Breece Hall is the X factor here. We're talking about one of the best young running backs in the country. Coach Campbell is no stranger to recruiting good backs. This one, maybe the smoothest he's ever had. This guy is a natural.
And this is a rarity. Third down and long. Remember, Iowa State only 5 3-and-outs all year. So on third down and 15. Purdy over the middle. It's caught by Jones, but it'll be dropped back behind the 20-yard line. So a strong defensive start for Oklahoma State. And Iowa State will punt. Malcolm Rodriguez with the coverage, named a co-captain today.
Yeah, Oklahoma State did a good job of bringing the pressure. They're not going to let Purdy sit back there and pick them apart. It looks like they're trying to bring the fight to him early in this game.
No running the ball early for Iowa State. They're a very balanced offense. I think they got caught behind the chains with the sack, obviously, on first down. Good job rallying up by Darius Williams making that tackle.
Joe Rivera to punt. Dylan Stoner back to receive. He'll wave everybody off, and the Cowboys will have great field position from around their own 40-yard line. So now Oklahoma State will have the ball for the first time today. And for Spencer Sanders, it's about taking care of the football today, guys. The last 4 games, a whopping 12 turnovers.
Turnovers are not going to help anybody win. Last week, he played good 3 quarters, a very good 3-quarter run. Kind of fell apart there in the 4th quarter. It's part of the ups and downs of a freshman quarterback. He's going to get better. He's going to have his lumps and his bruises, but let's see if he can right the ship here today.
Chuba Hubbard, the tailback left of Sanders. On first down, Sanders rolling. Still looking. Now will tuck it and run and cross the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 3 as we look at the Oklahoma State offensive line.
Very talented up front for Oklahoma State. Obviously, they have Chuba Hubbard, who's destroying the rushing game this year, and Tylan Wallace, a standout NFL-type receiver who they need to get the ball to early in this game. This is a home run hitter.
You could really argue that Oklahoma State has the best running back in the country and the best wide receiver in Wallace.
And there's Sanders again running it. Marcel Spears Jr., linebacker, made the stop. It'll be third down.
Cyclones D, very, very salty, and they play that style with 3 safeties, and they rally up to the ball. 3 good linebackers. Vance is back healthy, and Greg Eisworth, love this guy. He's the straw that stirs the drink. He gets these guys all lined up and ready to rally to the ball. That's what they want to do, underneath and tackle.
And Eisworth came back last week after missing the previous game with an upper body injury on 3rd and 5. Sanders deep, incomplete, intended for Wallace.
And that really is the overall philosophy of John Heacock's defense, a defensive coordinator of the Cyclones. They want to get you in 3rd down situations, get you a little bit flustered, rally up to the football, and hit you. That time an errant pass by Spencer Sanders made an easy 3 and out for the Clones.
Jones back with Tariq Milton. The 29-year-old freshman punter. Tommy Hutton boots this one away. Milton, fair catch, called for at the 12-yard line. So a pair of 3 and outs for both teams. Breece Hall.
There he is, Breece Hall, freshman tailback out of Wichita, Kansas. Just started really carrying a load, 63 carries in late October. And let me tell you something, this guy is going to develop into a very special back in this conference. He's very natural. He can catch the ball. He has unbelievable vision and an explosive body, super fast.
Set a true freshman Iowa State rushing single-game record last week, 183 yards in last week's game. Hall with the carry, and he'll pick up about 4, tackled by Cameron Murray, redshirt junior from Bryan, Arkansas.
They were talking about him because he wasn't getting as many carries as he thought he deserved around midway through September, October, and he went and talked to Coach Campbell and said, well, what am I doing? He said, you got to change your practice habits. Well, he did, and look at him, featured in the game.
Chatting with the Iowa State coaching staff the last couple of days, they just kind of sensed that the West Virginia game was going to be his breakout game. And now in the passing game, it is Hall. And that'll be a 1st down. Pickup of 6. Forced out by Rodriguez, but there's a 1st down for Iowa State.
Yeah, you see Breece Hall comes across the formation, just out into the flat. What I love about the way Breece Hall plays is he's so smooth. It looks effortless. Very, very talented player.
His 5th catch all year. Dangerous pass. And at the 35, it's somehow caught by Sainer. Boy, Iowa State, they love the tight ends, and Sanders somehow in traffic made that catch. He had Trey Sterling all over him.
You said it, Corey. The Clones love these 3 tight ends, and they enable their offense to be very versatile because many of them can be detached from the line of scrimmage and catch the ball. Sainer that time showing strong hands, getting the ball a little behind him and using those forearms. He must be doing the rice grabs.
He had 1 catch last week against Texas Tech.
You got to get in the rice bucket.
Hall hits, spinning, in trouble, still fighting, and Hall somehow fights his way for a positive gain. He got 1 when it looked like it was going to be buried for about a 5-yard loss.
That was a pretty impressive 1-yard gain. The balance, 2 spin moves, breaking the first tackle as soon as he gets the ball in the backfield, able to get away from Malcolm Rodriguez. This is a talented freshman. I mean, we're going to say it over and over again, but when you continue to make plays like that, that play should have been stopped in the backfield. But Breece Hall able to get a gain.
Named the Big 12 newcomer in back-to-back weeks. Now Hall in motion on 2nd down and 9. This is Joe Skates across the 40-yard line. And he'll be near 1st down. I think he'll have it across the 45, a gain of 9, forced out by Rodarius Williams.
Interesting play call there by Tom Manning. A lot of window dressing, with Breece Hall moving around in the backfield and then sending Big Kohler, who's one of their best receivers, out to lead block. Williams was lucky to make that play where he did.
That was Deshaunte Jones, beg your pardon, 8, not 9, with the reception. Now Johnny Lang in a tailback on 1st down and 10. Purdy pumps, has all day, and now throws low, and that is going to be ruled a catch for Lang, a pickup of 3.
Purdy sure looks comfortable in there, doesn't he?
He does, and he's kind of looked comfortable in the pocket ever since he's taken over as the starter. One thing that really impresses me about Brock Purdy is the way he stays in the pocket. He works the pocket. He slides up. He's got great awareness of what is going on around him, which allows him to be the premier pocket passer that he is in college football.
So the numbers he had last week, bulk of that came in the first half, really in the win over Texas Tech. Purdy big in the first half. It was Hall big in the second half. Want to welcome all of you joining us from Ames. Corey Provis, Shane Vereen, Petros Papadakis. Iowa State, Oklahoma State. No score, 8:55 to go. So it's a 3rd down and 3. Iowa State, a rare 3 and out. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Welcome to Ames on 3rd and short, and that one tipped away, intended for Charlie Kohler. Malcolm Rodriguez. He's been busy already today. So 4th down and 3 as Iowa State will punt.
Purdy just threw it into the teeth of the 2 best defenders that Oklahoma State has. Malcolm Rodriguez, the great tackling linebacker, and A.J. Green. And you see Kohler there. Charlie Kohler, very versatile player. Just could not come up with that one. Lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Dylan Stoner back to receive this punt. 2nd punt for Joe Rivera. And this one will bounce out of bounds around the 10-yard line. And we welcome you to homecoming here at Ames. Corey Provis, Shane Vereen, Petros Papadakis, Dean Blandino from Los Angeles today. No score. 8:25 to go here in the opening quarter. 2nd possession for Spencer Sanders and the Cowboys. They had a 3 and out on their first drive. Here's Hubbard. The strong run across the 20-yard line, a 1st down, a gain of 11, tackled by Mike Rose, the sophomore linebacker.
And he really is a one-cut guy. You know, he puts his foot in the ground, and the real difference with him is durability, toughness, and speed, which is what we were talking about in the open of the show.
Yeah, he's been able to sustain it all season long with the amount of carries that he has. They say it's because of the strength and conditioning coach and that program that they have in Oklahoma State.
And they run it again. Hubbard trying to find an opening. It's not there. Driven back for a loss of 1. Well contained by Iowa State.
Very
Zach
difficult
Peterson
to put your foot in the ground when there's no ground to put your foot into.
Not only that, the cutback wasn't there because there was 3 red shirts. He can't go to the front side because the corner's sitting there. Great job by Iowa State corralling Chuba Hubbard and not letting him get outside.
And it was Zach Peterson out of Long Grove, Iowa, the sophomore, that cleaned it up.
Jaquan Bailey still out with a leg injury, so Peterson playing more and more. On 2nd down, Sanders throwing, and that is up near the 30-yard line, and that is going to be ruled a catch by Braden Johnson, his 8th catch of the year, a gain of 9.
Third down is going to be such a huge story in this game because of the success of the Iowa State offense and how they can hold the ball and take a lot of time off the clock. For Oklahoma State, in order for them to get their chances, they got to be able to convert 3rd downs and stay on the field.
Third down and 2. Sanders throws, caught. Wallace across the 30, lowers the helmet, and Wallace still going. Wallace in a foot race, a stiff arm. Did he stay in bounds? Is he still in? He is! Touchdown, Tylan Wallace. He took shot after shot, would refuse to go down, did not go out of bounds, and a big hit of 71 yards. Touchdown, Cowboys.
What an effort by Tylan Wallace. We said he is an NFL talent, and folks, this is why.
Well, look
a
at
little
Greg
bubble
Eisworth.
screen.
Eisworth comes up to make the play, and just he's their best tackler, doesn't wrap him up, and he got led off the field. But what a stiff arm there at the end of the...
1, 2, stays in bounds and gets in the end zone.
Eisworth, who just came back last week. He got hurt The West Virginia game with an upper body injury. An extra point for Matt Amendola is up and good. Folks, you can turn over now to FS1. The stiff arm there on Anthony Johnson. Took one more shot from Lawrence White. Did not matter. Wallace is in. 7-0 Oklahoma State. 71-yard touchdown strike. Sanders to Tylan Wallace. And was that ever something? First offensive touchdown allowed in the first quarter from the Cyclone defense all year. And that was quite impressive, the toughness that we saw from Wallace on that run.
Yeah, they don't want to give up big plays like that, the Clones. And there is their defensive captain, Greg Eisworth, who took a big shot. Looked like they were looking at his shoulder. Like you said, Corey, he had an upper body injury that kept him out a couple weeks ago. Coach Campbell knows that they cannot hang in this game if they're going to give up big chunk plays to the midseason All-American Tylan Wallace. What a player he is.
McClure the kick, and Nwangu no return, so Iowa State will have the ball back at the 25-yard line. Let's go back to the hit on Eisworth here during that Wallace run.
Yeah, you're going to see him come inside out, square him up. Looks like a direct shot to the shoulder, shoulder to shoulder with Tylan Wallace. And let me tell you something that's special about Tylan Wallace. Two things the Iowa State defense doesn't do. They don't give up big plays, and they don't miss a lot of tackles in the open field. They're very good, sound football defensively. What Tylan Wallace just did on 3rd and 2 is the reason why people have been raving about him as the best receiver in college football.
Broke 5 tackles.
Sheesh.
It's a down 7. Here's Jones. Cuts back. Across the 40. Jones trying to answer. And a great run inside Oklahoma State territory. Gain of 27. Deshaunte Jones, his second catch today.
The first 2 series for both offenses kind of were sputtering. But now we're seeing both offenses getting real comfortable, making plays, getting balls to the playmakers so they can go ahead and get upfield. Terrific effort on first down.
Averaging roughly 6 catches per game, 3rd highest in the Big 12. A 2 tight end set on 1st and 10. Purdy time, throws, caught. Hall, who stood up near the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3. Devin Harper made the stop.
Nice sound wrap up by Devin Harper there. Redshirt junior out of Knoxville, Tennessee. How'd he get out of Tennessee? When you see that double tight end set, and those tight ends are attached next to the tackles, you expect Iowa State to run the ball, but they can show a lot of versatility when those tight ends are in the game. Those guys can really stretch the field.
The way they use their tight ends gives the defenses so much to think about.
On 2nd down, a slant, and that's off the hands of Petway. He took a shot. As Trey Sterling, redshirt sophomore from Sunnyvale, Texas, was there on the coverage, and the coaching staff, Oklahoma State, they love what they're seeing on this young man as the season's played out.
Oh, he's definitely been a standout this year for him, who has made tremendous strides in just being a better overall football player, vocal in the secondary, and coming up and breaking up passes like you just saw.
Mike Gundy looking sweet today with the good cowboy belt.
Iowa State 0 for 2 on 3rd down. With 5:05 to go in the opening quarter. Play clock at 2. Purdy backpedaling, throws off his foot. Dangerous pass and nearly picked off by Colby Harvell-Peel. So another 3rd down stop from Oklahoma State.
Check out Breece Hall with the blitz pickup here. Does a good job on Ogbongbemiga, buying a little bit more time for Purdy to deliver that ball. Purdy was really hoping that Kohler would just go up and take that ball away from Peel. And to a certain degree, he made it incomplete, but not a great throw. A few of Purdy's throws throughout this afternoon early have been behind and a little off schedule.
So they're getting to him. They're doing a good job. Oklahoma State getting to him up the middle in his face, giving him a lot to think about.
3rd punt for Rivera. Stoner with a return. And he'll be forced out near the 20-yard line. So the Cowboys, after a touchdown pass, they go back to the ground. Chuba Hubbard, Oklahoma State ball when we come back. Cowboys here in the first quarter. Petros, the floor is yours, my
There
friend.
he is, Elwood, the world's largest concrete gnome. Ames, Iowa boasts him. There is a bigger gnome in Germany, but it's fiberglass. Thing doesn't weigh anything.
15 feet tall, weighs 3,500 pounds.
Beautiful. One of the great attractions here in Ames, Iowa.
Sanders on first down throws. It's caught by Wallace. A stiff arm and then shoved out by Anthony Johnson. That'll be a fascinating matchup today. Wallace against the sophomore corner, Anthony Johnson. He got the stiff arm on the 71-yard touchdown strike on the previous possession.
Yeah, Anthony Johnson's going to learn a few lessons and get better going against the best. That's really who you're facing when you're facing Tylan Wallace. He does everything well. Great worker, attention to detail, all of it.
On second down, third carry for Chuba Hubbard. And that's across the 35-yard line, a first down. A gain of 8. So 3 carries so far for Chuba, guys, and he has 30 carries or more in 4 of his last 5 games, but they want to bring that down a little bit today.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it within 20 to 25 carries a game. However, Chuba never wants to come off the field. And why would you ever take him off the field? He's a very talented back, a home run hitter.
There's Chuba again, this time going nowhere. Jamal Johnson in the backfield for a loss.
Nice play by Johnson, and that keeps Oklahoma State behind the chains. You know, talking about Chuba Hubbard and how much they want to give him the ball. They had a big shot in the arm last week with a 63-yard touchdown run from their backup running back, L.D. Brown, and that's why they think they can get it down from 31 to a manageable 20 to 25, so they can keep this guy revving, his engine revving very high throughout the season. November's coming.
Pressure coming. Sanders on second down into double coverage, and it's nearly picked and should have been. DJ Miller had an easy pick right in the breadbasket, but dropped it.
Yeah, it's almost as if Sanders was trying to throw the ball to DJ Miller. He threw it into a tightly covered Landon Wolf. Not a smart throw. They live to see another down.
That's really been his issue the last couple weeks, turning the ball over, making mistakes, and then he gets down on himself. Let's see how it affects him on the road.
3rd and 12. It's caught. Stoner. That'll be shy of the first down, stretching out to the 42-yard line. No catches for Stoner last week. He had caught at least 1 pass in 30 straight games with 4th down upcoming. And Iowa State will get the ball back as the Cowboys will punt.
I understand they didn't get the first down on that pass route. However, Sanders did a much better job not trying to force anything.
Yeah.
Against Iowa State's defense, they're not going to give you deep downfield throws. You're going to give you the underneath stuff. It's important, especially for a young quarterback, to take what the defense gives you and just continue to move the ball down the field.
Just saw Coach Heacock, the defensive coordinator. They really want to put you in a 3rd down situation.
Fair catch called for by Milton at the 17-yard line. Let's check in now in Los Angeles for a game break. Here's Sam Farber.
Big update in the Big 12 standings. Number 5, Oklahoma trailed Kansas State by as many as 25. They were within a touchdown, go for the onside kick, and appeared to recover it. But after a lengthy review, illegal touching is the call. K-State football, Wildcats win by 7. First top 5 win since 2006. Back to Corey, Shane, and Petros.
All right, Sam, thank you. We will see Kansas State next week. Kansas State, Kansas in Lawrence, and what a win.
Oh, they love Coach Kleiman tonight in Manhattan, Kansas.
It's going down in Manhattan.
The little apple is going to explode.
2:40 to go in the opening quarter. Purdy so far 7 of 11 passing, 62 yards. Steps up, throws. That's caught. That's Hall. Slips away. Hall, a stutter at the 35 and shoved out for another big play. 23-yard pass and catch. Purdy to Hall. First down, Iowa State.
And this is a good job by Purdy. Earlier in the first drive, he had Breece Hall open in a similar situation, but he chose to try to fit the ball down the field. This time he takes what the defense gave him. Just get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and let them go.
Straight arm show this afternoon in Ames.
Before today, Hall had just 4 catches all year. He has 3 so far in this first quarter.
Another stiffy.
There's Deshaunte Jones. Gain of 9. It'll be second down and 1.
And they like getting Jones the ball and letting him run and create. They're doing a lot more crossing routes across the field this year as Iowa State without the one dominant receiver. But Purdy really does deliver it to a whole bunch of different guys, including 3 different tight ends.
On 2nd down and 1. Here's Hall, 1st down, lowers the shoulder on Sterling and drives him backwards. A gain of 9. 1st down, Iowa State. 3rd time they've had the ball in Cowboy.
You're going to see this from a lot from Ohio State's offense. They're going to condense the formations. It helps the O-linemen get up to their blocking responsibilities because the defense now is constricted as well. Breece Hall doing a great job picking his way through, found a seam, and finished physically.
Again, 3rd time they've had the ball in Cowboy territory. Here's Hall, left side, a crease. Kept his feet going. 1st down across the 25. 21 more for number 28.
Oh, man, I love it. I love it. He's so smooth, so balanced, so effortless the way he carries the ball. Before you know it, he's 15 yards down the field. Breece Hall starting this game off the right way.
Both running backs that we're watching this afternoon, no doubt, are special between Chuba and Breece, but both of these guys get up into the line of scrimmage very quickly and shock a front 7.
Number 2, Shaw Jr., tall wide receiver, 6'6", redshirt freshman. Lines up outside of the offensive line. Here's Hall in motion. Play clock at 1. And Hall up the middle this time as dragged down. No gain by Trace Ford.
Nice job by Trace Ford getting all over Breece Hall. He's one of the guys that is not going to redshirt. You see him playing right in the middle there. He's a defensive end, but playing a Mike linebacker position there on that play. Puts his body on Breece Hall and brings him down. He's been playing more and more. Freshman out of Edmond, Oklahoma.
Cyclones do not have to run a play. They can let the clock wind down here to end this 1st quarter. And that's what it will be. Matt Campbell will turn 40 years old the day after Thanksgiving.
What a coach he is. He really has come here and created something special, got his extension, has the balanced football team that he wants, and has really developed a great developmental program here in Ames.
2nd down, Purdy looking towards Hall, and Purdy's going to run and slide down. Smart decision there for Brock Purdy after a 3-yard gain.
Interesting 3rd down situation here for the Clones coming up. The thing to really pay attention to is what they do with number 88, Kohler. Where will he line up? How will they get him the ball? They love to get him the ball on 3rd down.
Especially in the red zone. Big red zone target. They're sitting at number 3.
Iowa State 0-3 on 3rd down today. Over the middle, and there he is, right on cue. Touchdown, Kohler. Touchdown, Iowa State.
You see him right here lined up. He's going to run a streak just right down the field, and there is some kind of defensive miscue there. Malcolm Rodriguez ends up trying to flow over very late, but Purdy's going to see that 100% of the time, and Kohler's going to catch that 100% of the time. Great 3rd down call by the Clones.
Connor Asali on for the extra point. And it's good. Early on 2nd quarter, all tied 7-7. Charlie Kohler, 18-yard reception from Brock Purdy, his 5th touchdown this season. Now the Cyclones answer back, all tied 7-7. Peyton Paddock will put this one away for Iowa State. Brown and Wolf back to receive. And this will be Wolf. And brought down shy of the 20. That's L.D. Brown, beg your pardon, on the return. And we saw the touchdown catch there from the tight end Kohler. But how about this, guys? Going back to Matt Campbell, his first year in 16, the amount of passes thrown to tight ends. Look at the number here so far and counting in 2019.
And that tells me one thing. They develop their players. I don't think Coach Campbell had too many tight ends when he first came into his program.
He had one.
He had one. But now he's got 3 good ones, Kohler being the standout.
Sanders will run it. And a crease for Sanders. And the redshirt freshman with a nice run towards the sideline. Picks up 20, forced out by Lawrence White.
And that's a very difficult thing to account for when you have Spencer Sanders as your opposing quarterback. You see him with the mesh, and he's just going to pop it out and outrun Wazurki right to the sideline. And he has got serious speed and very good awareness, knowing where he is on the field and when to turn those legs over and when to slide and get out of bounds.
He's averaging 65 yards on the ground per game. On first down, he'll throw, and that's a nice catch towards the sideline by Braden Johnson. A gain of 7.
Nice job by Johnson, tracking the ball all the way in. The throw was a little high and outside, but he gets his head around quick, able to locate the football, hold on to it.
As a young quarterback, that is one thing that Spencer Sanders does very well. He's got Wallace, who's a great player, but he distributes the ball very well to a myriad of receivers.
On 2nd and 3, it's Chuba. Up the middle, first down. Near the 50-yard line, a gain of 5.
And this is something that's really special about Chuba Hubbard. It's his vision. The play was going a lot of the times he cuts the ball back. He'll stretch it to the left, stretch it to the right, put that foot in the ground, and then get upfield behind this big old line that cuts off the defense and gives him a lane to run.
All tied at 7. That's caught. There's Johnson again. And Johnson running free at the 20. Braden Johnson will score a 50-yard answer for Oklahoma State, and the Cowboys regain the lead.
Quieting the crowd here at Jack Trice Stadium. Nobody gets the ball out to the perimeter better in these screen type of looks than Oklahoma State. Great job making blocks out on the edge. And Braden Johnson didn't have to stiff arm anybody on his way to the end zone that time. Great job by Stoner and those guys just playing a convoy for him.
How much easier is it, as it has to be for an offensive coordinator, when to get the ball down the field, to get big plays, all you have to do is throw a little hitch route, a little bubble screen to the outside, and let your athletic receivers do what they do.
Amendola on for the extra try. So 2 touchdowns, 1 for 71 to Wallace, and now 50 to Braden Johnson, the redshirt sophomore. And the Cowboys lead 14-7. Second touchdown catch for Johnson. Off the McClure kick. And this will bounce into the end zone. Let's go back to the touchdown a moment ago, guys.
Yeah, and this is what's special about this offense. Because the defense, the Iowa State defense, is not going to give you many plays deep. So what do? You throw it underneath to your playmakers. You're only blocking 2 people on this play. You're not blocking the safety. You're just relying on the speed and athleticism of your wideouts to be better than the speed and athleticism of the secondary of the defense.
Nobody's been better throwing the ball out to the perimeter over the years than Oklahoma State, whether it's been to Washington or McCleskey. Any of the backs they've had, they do a great job of just exploiting the perimeter, and Iowa State really upset about their tackling. Remember, they're missing their safety, Greg Eisworth.
Another catch for Breece Hall. Nearly got free, but tackled shy of the 30-yard line, a gain of 4. But getting back to that throw, too, from Sanders, is that a safe throw, considering what he's been dealing with the last 4 Big 12 games?
It's what they do, you know, and that sets up what they do later in the game because you fake that throw and then you go downfield. But one thing Oklahoma State really wants to do is make you defend the whole field sideline to sideline, and that's how they pop big plays down the field, which is what the Clones are trying to prevent.
Second down, here's Hall. First down. Across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11. Tackled by Eamon Agbagbamiga.
Check out this opening here for Breece Hall. Great job by the O-line, opening up multiple seams, multiple alleys, just allowing Breece to run.
Purdy has plenty of time. Now rolling, throwing, and that is going to be caught near the 40-yard line by Petway, and it's a catch. 18-yard Purdy to LaMichael Petway, the grad transfer from Arkansas.
Purdy's going to be very dangerous in those situations. After the first read breaks down and the play breaks down, if he has time and space to create, he's going to be able to do that with any one of these receivers. That time it was Petway. Great vision and confidence by Brock Purdy.
There's so many options, too, in the passing game. We've seen Breece Hall be a big part of the passing game today. Tight end. Kohler with a touchdown catch. Two high-scoring offenses in a 7-point game. Hall patient, and that opened up across the 40-yard line. At first, it looked like maybe nothing at all. Instead, he picked up 5.
Not easy for a young guy to be patient like that.
It speaks a lot to the maturity that he plays with as a freshman. And he's a big body guy, 6'1", about 205 pounds. But this is something that is extremely difficult to teach if it can be coached at all. To be able to sit there behind your O-lineman, you got to tip your hat to the O-lineman, allowing Breece to be patient and stay behind the O-line. That's what makes a lot of good running backs, is their O-line and allowing them to be runners.
7 carries, 52 yards for Hall. On second down and 5, Purdy off his back foot, and Kohler sliding, catching, yes. 14-yard gain. Kohler going down to the ground and hung onto it.
Watch Trey Sterling blow up Breece Hall, and Breece just with enough to let Purdy get that ball off. Purdy turns his back immediately, and then they rely on the strong hands of Charlie Kohler. Big play.
Another first down for Kohler.
That's good coverage, too, from Rodriguez. It's a better catch by Kohler. And now Lang up the middle. Takes it inside the Oklahoma State 20, a gain of 5.
You know, as we saw that pass pickup there by Breece Hall, coming from another running back, big dog, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. But you know what? You got to have the heart to stand in front and take the shot and give your quarterback a time to get the ball out. Because if you miss the block completely, my coach used to say you're going to be standing over here next to me for the rest of the game.
Total yards already. Still 9:30 to go in the first half. On second down and 5. This is a Purdy run. Maybe just short of the first down as he brought it inside the 15-yard line. Tackled by Sterling.
Now, we're not talking about Michael Vick when we're talking about Purdy running the ball, but he's good enough. Like, he really is good enough with his legs, and that was a called run play, which is something that is really cool for Iowa State to be able to do with this quarterback who can do so many things well.
And this offensive system under Matt Campbell is something that was comparable to what Purdy ran in high school.
That time they tried a direct snap there to Breece Hall instead of Purdy, and I don't know if he got it.
Yep, they got it.
See the direct snap here. Purdy's offset. Breece is behind the center.
Nice move.
Yeah, he had to create that and get by Trey Sterling. Same guy that blew him up on the blitz pickup. A little bit of revenge there on the same drive.
This will be the 9th play of this drive upcoming for Iowa State. On first down, here's Hall, slipped. Trying to cut back, but could not keep his feet moving. And a loss of 1.
Yeah, Harvell Peel was coming in hot. And we've seen a couple guys actually lose their footing here on this field early in this game. Hopefully they got the screw-ins.
Yeah, you got to get the big long cleats. Then you blame those for other things. We were talking to Coach Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator. He doesn't like these second and long situations. He feels like they're almost like third downs with the way the defense will attack you.
Purdy to the end zone, and that's going to be knocked away. Carvel Peel was right there with Kohler. Fans wanted the flag. Don't see it. Third and long.
Fans wanted the flag. But to be honest with you, Harvell Peel just did a great job of aggressively covering the tight end and Kohler. They're both going back and forth. They're both pushing. They're both being physical. That's just a good football play right there.
It's a big physical tight end trying to be physical with you. What are you going to do back to him?
Exactly. You got to meet physical with physical.
And then he slapped him in the head on the way down.
Third and 11. Over the middle to the end zone. That's deflected away, and a big hit put on Petway. And slow to get up. Harvell Peel was in there with the hit. That was Shaw, not Petway, but Sean Shaw Jr., intended receiver. And he was hit hard in the end zone.
That's Harvell Peel involved again. Watch him close on this play. Tough position for Brock Purdy to put Shaw into there. They like Sean Shaw a lot.
They tried to fit that one in there. Harvell Peel's really got a nose for the offense right now. He's around the football, 3 plays in a row there.
Kicking game has not been sharp for Iowa State. A 32-yard try for Asali. And it's good. We're seeing here in Ames, sold out.
Oh, yeah. Corey wanted to get out there with a towel a little earlier, lay out in the sun.
Beautiful. Why not? Mid-October?
This environment is spectacular, I will say that. Haven't been to Ames before, but this place is rocking.
It would sell out this year. That one's going to roll around and stay in play. L.D. Brown driven backwards inside the 10-yard line.
It's exactly how they drew it up.
Now the Volkswagen Drive bigger moment of the game focuses on Iowa State's Ray Lima. He is a candidate for the AFCA Good Works Team Werfel Trophy, Jason Witten Man of the Year Award, and Senior Class Award. He has over 90 hours of community service at Iowa State, the most on the team, and he went down memory lane with Petros yesterday.
Yeah, we're both from the same area, South Bay in Southern California. Went to West Torrance High School, home of the Warriors.
Sanders will take the handoff and run. And Sanders with a nice decision to keep that himself, and a first down, a gain of 15.
Right now, Oklahoma State is doing such a great job of getting their athletes, getting their speed players outside. That is the weak spot. If there is a weak spot in the Iowa State defense, that's where it's at. They're not the fastest defense, but they get so many hats to the ball when you run inside and play the inside game. Getting outside to your speedsters, that's where you can hurt them.
So the numbers on Sanders, no turnovers. There's that same play. This time it goes to Wallace. He's upended. Shot at the 30-yard line, a gain of 3. That was the similar play that they ran with Johnson and a touchdown.
And remember, Iowa State, ever since that first Wallace touchdown, has been without their star, and that is the position he plays, but he's also their defensive star,
Yeah.
Greg Eisworth. He's the safety that kind of lines them up, and he's the guy that cleans up a lot of those plays on the outside, and he got hurt doing just that.
They run at the opposite side of the field. Again, it's Wallace, and he takes a shot and shoved out near the 35-yard line.
You started to feel like the Cyclones are not having it anymore. Now they're trying to run through the tackle there on the edge. And another player just went out with an injury there.
Yeah, that was Bickman who made the big hit there on Wallace. Physicality is not a problem in this game. Both teams extremely physical to start.
So Justin Bickham on the sideline, redshirt senior. It's a third down and 1. Chuba, first down and more. There goes Chuba. He's running 3 at the 20. He will not be caught. 65-yard touchdown run for Chuba Hubbard.
They do not like seeing these big plays in Ames, but man, can the Cowboys put it together. This guy just puts his foot in the ground and then can run away from you. There's a lot of tough backs, but look at the separation. You knew he was gone the second he crossed the 50-yard line. Not because Iowa State is necessarily slow, but this guy is an elite runner. Tough and fast, not a lot like that.
That's why, in my opinion, he is the best running back in the nation, especially against the front seven like this.
As Amendola bangs the extra point through, so 3 touchdowns, 65 yards, 50 yards, 71, the most recent 65 yards for Chuba. And the Cowboys lead 21-10. Three big plays, 3 touchdowns for Oklahoma State. The most recent 65-yard touchdown run from Chuba Hubbard. And the Cowboys, for the time being, have silenced this capacity crowd here at Ames, leading 21-10.
We came into this game raving about how Iowa State doesn't give up big plays defensively. Oklahoma State has found a way to get 3 huge ones in the first half of this game.
And Nwangu. Oh, a fair catch.
With the way that Oklahoma State can score and the way they have been scoring in this game, this is a big drive here for Iowa State. They need points to keep up with the pace that Oklahoma State offense.
Breece Hall has been fantastic here in the first half, and now it's a throw and a catch from Kohler. He'll have a first down across the 35, a gain of 11.
I think we're seeing that Charlie Kohler is the big mismatch. He's the big X factor today so far in this game for Iowa State.
You can see he's a mismatch for every single team in the Big 12 that plays against Iowa State, because they just don't see tight ends that are this good quite often in this conference, simply because of the way the offenses have played.
4 catches, 57 yards, a touchdown for Kohler. On first down, this is Hall. Can he get the corner? Yes, and tight ropes around the 40 and then stepped out.
And that's really what they do well with Kohler. If you see there, they moved him over and put him right on the line of scrimmage, and he led that play downfield blocking for Breece Hall. This guy's really versatile. Blocks downfield, blocks at the line of scrimmage, trying to get some room for that smooth running back.
Yeah, talking with Jim Knowles, the Oklahoma State defensive coordinator, he said first they need to do is find the tight ends, find Kohler, because they move him around so much in this offense.
Shante Jones in motion. Purdy looking right and downfield and has a man. Open is Petway. There's the patience, guys. He took his time. He looked over and looked off defender after defender and found Petway over the middle.
Yeah, he did, and he did a good job of it. He was able to buy some more time with his feet. Petro said he's not Michael Vick, but he is shifty enough, fast enough, athletic enough to extend plays.
There's Petway again, as he is brought down towards the 35-yard line. Gain of 8. Asking Mike Gundy about Brock Purdy leading up to the game, he said NFL quarterback, and we're going to face an NFL quarterback on Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about Hurts, but Jim Knowles and Mike Gundy said over and over again, this is the best quarterback in the Big 12 right now, in their opinion. Brock Purdy, probably because his ability to distribute the ball and hit people downfield, just a really smart player who's really accurate.
Second down, dangerous pass, and that one's broken up. And Harvell Peel, he has been all over the field, nearly had a pick. To be third down and short.
Harvell Peel making some big plays on the last drive, forcing the field goal. Another third down situation. This is where they do like to get Kohler involved, but like Shane said, Iowa State's in a tough position here, having to score almost on every possession with the way Oklahoma State has exploited them with big plays.
Darren Wilson, wide receiver, checks in, top of your screen. Play clock at 2. On 3rd and 2. Purdy looking. Still time. Now floats it for Shaw. Tipped around and incomplete.
Try to get the height of Shaw up and over the defensive secondary. Shaw Jr. is 6'6", 212 pounds. You're going to see him working his way down the field. Originally, he was running a hitch, and now he's got to work with Purdy. And Purdy thought he was going to be a little further down the field. And good position by Peel.
Again, Peel being around the football. Now we got 4th and 2.
Going for it on 4th and 2. Iowa State 4 of 9 on 4th down this year. Let's see if they find Kohler. On 4th and short, they throw, and that's going to be Kohler. Gain of 5.
That worked out perfectly for the Clones. You're going to see the blitz. Breece Hall steps up into the hole to block. Kohler shows the numbers, the 2 big 8s to Brock Purdy. Easy pitch and catch for a first down.
Purdy again, time, throws, and that one's dropped by Petway. A.J. Green on the coverage, but Petway upset with himself. That was one he felt he should have caught.
There's Purdy, throws a little bit of a duck, but it got there.
It got there. That's why they tell you to catch the ball with your hands. It's a lot easier to use your hands as like a springboard. You use them as like a shock absorber to absorb those throws that might not be perfect spirals.
Kohler comes out. 6 straight passing attempts for Purdy on this drive. With 3:35 to go until halftime, make it 7. That's caught. Near first down towards the 21-yard line. That's Landon Akers with the reception, and it is a first down for Iowa State.
People dressed like bananas? It's homecoming, you know.
It's bananas out here.
Oh, Halloween coming up, yeah. Is this the Halloween game or next? It's kind of awkward this year, kind of right in the middle there.
7 different receivers so far for Purdy. Now it's a run for Hall, and he is driven back. Eamon Ogbongbemiga, second leading tackler on this Oklahoma State defense, made the play.
2 of the best players for Oklahoma State are from Canada. And one of them is Ogbongbemiga. The other one, obviously, is Chuba Hubbard, but a great job.
After an injury to a defensive player.
Breece Hall is one of those backs, you know, he's not the smallest guy out there as you see Harvell Peel down, and they need him. But Breece Hall is not the biggest guy out there. You can tackle his upper body and get him down.
They get Colby Harvell Peel to his feet.
One of the leaders.
Really good game.
Yeah, he's a big leader for them, Corey, and they need him. You've seen him out there making a lot of plays in the secondary, fighting with Kohler for the ball. Young man, just a sophomore out of College Station, Texas. Guy's got 5 tackles and 5 pass breakups already.
5 pass breakups and a half is almost unheard of.
Yeah, they're picking on you.
Yeah. But he has answered the bell in every way, shape, and form early in this game.
Second down and 11. Cowboys showing pressure.
Bring it.
And here they come. Purdy throwing, incomplete. So 3rd and long.
If the pressure would have got there on that one, then they had a sack because there was 4 receivers out in the route, and they were all running double moves. When you run double moves, one thing that can kill the double move is the quarterback getting sacked before you're able to make the second move and get down the field, and you limit that by bringing pressure. Oklahoma State has been bringing a lot of pressure. They're not allowing Purdy to sit back in the pocket and get too comfortable.
See if A.J. Green's all right. Leaves the game. And now a timeout called by Iowa State. Cyclones with their first timeout.
Called their first timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
So Green trying to get back in there. Named a Jim Thorpe Award semifinalist on Monday. Want to give her the best cornerback in college football. 3rd down and 11.
You're serious?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't make things up.
I need to get out to D.C.
And pressure coming, and Purdy in trouble and floats it incomplete. Ogbongbemiga. We had an open lane at Purdy.
Coming off a timeout, Jim Knowles draws up a double blitz, and you're going to see Breece Hall try to pick up Harvell Peel on the other side. Nobody picks up the front side on the right side, and Purdy just has to eat it. Great defensive call after Iowa State took a timeout to discuss it. And this has been a long drive, enabling their defense.
Forward pass, 4th down.
And they said maybe it was a fumble, but it wasn't. Their defense got a good rest, but they've been just giving up one big play after another. And a field goal is not going to cut it against the way the Pokes have been playing offense right now.
A 39-yard attempt. Solly connected earlier. And this one leaking left, and it is no good.
It's a big win there for the Oklahoma State defense. Big win. You see the excitement of them coming off of the sidelines, and adversely, Coach Campbell not too happy. He understands. I mean, they've struggled against Oklahoma State in recent years. And it's because, I want to say, because they need to score. They need to be able to put points up and compete with Oklahoma State. And one thing they can't do defensively is give up big plays. And that's what they've done in the first half.
Score with these guys. It's going to be a long day, Corey. That's all. You saw Coach Heacock right there.
So Sanders has the ball back and misfires to Tylan Wallace. But now getting back to the kicking game right now for Iowa State, would it be Narveson? Would it be Solly? Narveson missed on 2 long field goal tries last week, and asking Coach Campbell yesterday about the place kicking today, he thought from maybe the 23, 24-yard line in, they would stick with Solly as they did there. Here's Sanders, and he's shoved out of bounds by Lawrence White. A gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down.
Nice job blowing up the play by Anthony Johnson there. Sanders had a lead blocker, but Anthony Johnson really was able to force him outside. Forcing a 3rd down situation would be huge for the Clones to get off the field here after the way the first half has played out for them defensively.
The stadium needs a little bit more life. The beginning of this game, this place was rocking. After the 3 scores by Oklahoma State, it's kind of calmed down, but great opportunity here for Iowa State on defense.
And whistles before the snap. And a timeout called by the Cowboys. Their first.
Snap. Oklahoma State is
and
called.
We'll take a break. 3rd and 8 for the Cowboys when we come back. Quarterback play so far today. You see Sanders 162, Purdy just shy of 200. Sanders 2 touchdowns. 3rd down. Sanders in trouble, throws, and it's caught by Hubbard. Hubbard to the 25, and it'll be brought down just shy of the 1st down. Needed to get to the 32. They're going to mark him down at around the 31. It'll be 4th down as Iowa State burns its 2nd timeout.
Really great effort by both guys.
So their 2nd timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length. Clock operator, please put the clock on 1:41, please. 1:41.
Sanders able to get that ball off in the face of Ray Lima to his best player, Chuba Hubbard, who has a great effort to try to get the 1st down, but an equally great effort by John Heacock's defense, rallying up, and that's really what they do and making the play without their captain, who's been out since the Tylan Wallace catch and run, Greg Eisworth.
John Heacock did get Orion Vance back today. We've seen the redshirt sophomore linebacker return today, but Brock Purdy will have it with a timeout at 1:41 to go until halftime, down 11.
Huge stop. They couldn't give up any more points, and they still have an opportunity to screw it up because the Cowboys are so potent on offense. Yeah. But really, really needed 3 and out there for the Clones, and they got it.
Especially because Oklahoma State gets the ball in the 2nd half. Now they have another chance to put some points up here before halftime.
Hutton with the punt. And Jones with a fair catch inside the 30-yard line. So 1:34 to go until halftime.
Who knew Coach O was such an aerial wizard?
On first down, Purdy over the middle. That's caught by Jones. Across the 40, a gain of 13. DeShante Jones, a quick strike from Purdy, and now the tempo here for Iowa State with one timeout left. Purdy time, and caught Milton. A foot down, yes.
Really thread the needle on that one. What a throw to the sideline, a corner route up high where only his receiver can come down with it. Great catch, great conversion.
Nice reaction by Milton. I don't think he expected the ball to come that fast and be that high. And really nice route recognition there by Iowa State. They've had a lot of success over the middle, and right when you think that that's all they're going to do, they hit you on the perimeter.
First catch for Tariq Milton. Now 8 different Cyclones have caught a pass today. Over the middle, behind Jones, but reacted back and still caught it for 9 more. Colby Harvell-Peel back in there with the coverage, but a gain of 9. Purdy finds Jones again. With a minute to play until halftime. Second down and 1. Purdy going deep down the side, and that's right through the hands of Darren Wilson.
Well, I like that they challenge these guys. A.J. Green and Rodarius Williams are 2 great corners, and you have to challenge great corners and let them know you're not just going to leave them alone. That ball could have been caught by Darren Wilson there. It just went right through the arms, and he was in a position to make that play. What a throw by Purdy.
That was a very pretty throw there by Purdy. You know, it's so funny to me how offenses I've been in, or offenses that struggle throughout the first half, get in a 2-minute drill and just move the ball down the field almost effortlessly.
On 3rd and 1, it's Hall. And he'll have the first down across the 35-yard line. Stop the clock with 48 seconds to go. Purdy in trouble, throws incomplete. He took a hit. So clock stops with 39 seconds to go until halftime.
Yeah, Tui Alamaka got him that time and laid on Brock Purdy. Brock Martin had a big hit in the very last play on Breece Hall. Oklahoma State's defense did not like the way people have been talking about them the last couple of weeks. They have come with a lot of purpose here and made it very tough on the Clones.
They showed up today.
See Samuel Tulialamaka, redshirt freshman from Riverside. On 2nd down and 10, Purdy to the sideline. That's caught. Akers for the first down out of bounds inside the 20.
Landon Akers has already matched his reception total for the season. With 2 in this game, Purdy can find them all.
Gain of 15. Iowa State 1 timeout left. 8th play of the drive. And there's going to be our first flag of the day.
Who's counting? I think that one was on the center.
Referee today is David Alvarez.
Prior to snap, false start, offense, multiple players, 5-yard penalty.
Multiple players.
Multiple players.
Well, if everybody goes and the center doesn't snap it, that's what you have to say.
Yeah.
Everybody expected the ball to be snapped, including Purdy. With Colin Olsen playing center right now, they move a couple guys through there.
Hoping to get Colin Newell back today as well, but Olsen at center, the redshirt senior. The 4 seniors on this Iowa State offensive line. Purdy throws, and that is caught. Fingertip catch made by Petway. Clock runs at 25 seconds, and now the Cyclones, I believe, and sure enough, they will take their final timeout. Coming up, it's the State Farm Halftime Show with Mike Hill and Robert Smith in Los Angeles. State Farm Halftime Report coming up. (21-10). Oklahoma State.
Thank you.
See Jim Knowles, second year. Defensive coordinator right there in the middle with the hat on.
He's got a bar growing out of the middle of his head.
Now, he thought last week, and he's a guy that told us that he believes in man-to-man defensive principles. They were exposed, though, the second half last week against Baylor. So many big plays. But so far, his scheme today, what do you think?
Well, they've done a very good job rallying to the football, just like Iowa State does. I mean, people are starting to play Big 12 football more and more like Coach Haycock's defense here in Ames, which is let him make the catch, back up, and come up and make the tackle, because they're going to make a mistake eventually on their way down the field if you do that, and it has been more advantageous for the Cowboys.
Absolutely. There's no telling that this Cowboy defense came into this game prepared. Whatever the message was from Coach Knowles, they got it. And they've been playing this first half about as well as any defense has played Iowa State this year. 2nd and 10, 27 seconds left, no timeouts. You kind of want to get a first down if you're going to throw the ball inbounds.
On 2nd down and 10, it's Petway with the catch. A stiff arm at the 12 and then dragged down.
Now the clock's running.
Gain of 7.
Gotta hurry up. They're going to spike it on 3rd down, or they're going to run a play. Good.
3rd down with 12 seconds to go until halftime. Purdy looking for the end zone, tipped away by A.J. Green. Intended for LaMichael Petway, but they challenged the senior Green, and he responded with a good play.
I'm pretty impressed with Purdy's ability to get them lined up and get that play off and give them a chance in this situation before you just have to make the kick. Now, he threw it into a big crowd, and they are running more crossing, but that one crossed a little late for Purdy, but still had a good chance at that if it just wasn't for that pesky A.J. Green, the best corner in the country.
29-yard try for Asali. He's 1 for 2 today. And now the Cowboys will ice Asali here a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that was Coach Gundy all the way outside the 30s.
It's called their 2nd time out of the half. 30 seconds in length.
There's Coach. He knows they've had kicking problems, just like everybody else in this stadium knows they've had kicking problems. Iowa State's been in a position to score a lot, but with a missed field goal, they settled for a field goal instead of a touchdown earlier than that.
Yep.
And here they're having to settle for a field goal again with Asali, who has been less than consistent.
He's made from 32, missed from 39 is Matt Campbell. 8 seconds to go, hoping that Cyclones can, at minimum, get 3 here.
Petros, you brought up a good point when we were speaking with Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator for Iowa State. He said that it's going to be important for them to finish in the end zone, finish the drives with touchdowns. Another timeout. This is the long ice.
Oklahoma State score their 3rd and final time out of the half. 30 seconds in length.
All right, in your experiences, does this work?
It really depends, you know. I mean, you can't take the timeouts home with you. You have to leave them here in the cornfields. And you know they've had kicking problems. And the best thing for a young person to do, and this really just goes into the point Shane made about the 2-minute drill, one of the best things for a young person to do in a football game is not think. You know,
Exactly.
you just go out there and do it and let the muscle memory take over. And when you call timeout after timeout and you have to come back and face your team and stand around and stretch your leg and all that stuff, it does cause a problem. There was some corn right there.
8 seconds to go until halftime. And 29 yards for the redshirt junior Connor Asali. And this one's good. So we'll take a break. 21-13 just before halftime. look at Petros' Halloween costume.
I don't even dress up for Halloween. I haven't dressed up in 20 years.
4 seconds to go until halftime. 21-13. How about that?
I'd do that if I was here for Halloween. I would do that. That would exactly be me. Without the glasses, though.
Cowboys will get the ball first to start the second half.
We've all been impressed by the game day environment here, haven't we? What a place.
As Paddock will squib this one. Off by Nutman. No timeouts left, and that'll be the final play of the first half. Here in the broadcast booth, everybody, with Shane Vereen and Petros Papadakis. I'm Corey Provis. How about this note, guys? 21 points for Oklahoma State in this first half. They did not run a single play inside Iowa State territory.
No, they didn't have to. 3 touchdowns and 3 plays over 50-plus yards. You see Tylen Wallace breaking tackles, getting down the sidelines. The stiffy, get off of me. That's 6 points. And then you see number 8, Johnson, I believe it is, taking off, showing the speed, showing the wheels. It's just been a lot of speed and a lot of home runs by this Oklahoma State offense. That's what they're known for, and they came in and did it in the first half.
Tell you what, Brock Purdy, on the other hand, has had some drives stall on him in the red zone, but he has been accurate in this game, and he has been leading this Iowa State team down the field pretty well. He's already thrown the ball 38 times. There you see him finding his tight end, Coleman. But can they finish their drives in the end zone? That will be the tale teller at the end of this one as you look at the game summary there.
And how about that, fellas, for Spencer Sanders, all the discussion leading into this game about take care of the football, not a single turnover, Shane, for Spencer Sanders in the first half.
Very efficient. Nice job by Spencer Sanders. We talked earlier how he came off of his last 4 games, total of 12 turnovers, taking care of the ball here in the first half.
Saw Sanders. Oklahoma State will have the ball first to begin the second half, leading by 8. This is L.D. Brown. On the return, a tackle up high.
Nice.
And was dragged down at around the 23-yard line by Akers. Let's see if Brown is all right. Slow to get up, and there's a flag. We had 1 flag the entire first half. It came late. And now the opening kickoff of the second half, we have a flag as Brown gets some help off the field.
They're not going to stay in the pockets forever, Corey. L.D. Brown took a pretty big hit there.
If they pick that up and no penalty. The offensive leaders, Hubbard 86 yards.
Only 6 carries. That's a good day at the office already.
Make it carry number 7 for Chuba. Across the 25, a gain of about 2. Tackled by Mike Rose, sophomore linebacker. Zach Peterson, and now an Oklahoma State lineman is down.
An injury to an offensive player.
Bryce Bray. The right tackle.
Yeah, just a redshirt freshman out of Bixby, Oklahoma. And that was a tough first down run by the Pokes there as Bray gets up. Looks like he just got rolled up right there on the left side of the screen. Mike Rose with the physical tackle on Chuba Hubbard, and they both came down to the back of the leg of Bray.
Good thing he had the knee braces on.
That's why they wear them.
Man, the trenches.
So Bray comes out. Tevin Jenkins on the right side of that line on second down. Chuba trying to get the corner. Rose, Peterson in pursuit, a gain of 2, third down.
That's the second time they've run that play in this game, and it's the second time that Zach Peterson and Rose have flown over and made the play. Big third down for Iowa State. Can they get off the field here?
Cowboys were 2 of 5 on third down of the first half. Third down of the first half. Pressure coming, and Sanders unloads it to Chuba across the 30, and it'll be short of the first down by about a yard.
You can't really defend that any better. They brought the blitz on that side. Usually when you blitz on the side that the screen is called, that screen's going to go for a lot of yards. But this Iowa State defense is predicated on guys picking each other up, rallying to the football. They are going to take a look at it.
It's 4th down and 1, but they will take a look, like you said, Petros. And to see on the measurement here.
Marcel Spears that came over and made the play. Even if they got it, that's a great pickup by the Clones, because you blitz on the side of the screen and that's like a bingo for the offense.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, get it tight.
What are we doing now?
Short. Well, Sanders, he's staying on the field right now. What do you think here, fellas?
Well, long sustained drives have not been in the Pokes' repertoire in this game. Not that they've had to have them. They've had big plays. You mentioned they haven't crossed the 50 as an offense unless a guy was running all the way for a touchdown. So they're going to want to keep possession.
John Haycock calls the defensive play. 4th and inches. Cowboys 8 of 13 on 4th down this year.
And they aren't really an offense that you would think, you know, like a Wisconsin that lines up with a bunch of guys that tries to push you off the ball. So what is in their short yardage package for Mike Gundy? Interesting question. I think it's going to be a moot point now.
Now the punting unit comes in.
Oklahoma State's defense been playing well enough.
Oh.
And now quickly they get back to the line. Dayton Metcalf right now is under center. One of the tight ends. On 4th and inches. Hard count. Play clock at 5. Wallace in motion. And now a timeout. Interesting call there. They brought in Metcalf. Try to get the count to see if Iowa State would bite. They did not.
Good discipline by the Iowa State punt return unit, really, out there on the field figuring out. You see Rose having a laugh about it. What were they doing? And we asked what was in Mike Gundy's short yardage package. I think we just saw it right there. Whatever that was.
Yeah.
The Cowboys burn the first time out.
And now you wonder what they're going to do.
And now Hutton is in, the punter. 29-year-old freshman from Australia. Milton and Jones back to receive. Oklahoma State did fake a punt last week. But Hutton with a high end-over-end kick. And this is Jones, a fair catch inside the 25-yard line. So now we'll see Brock Purdy and the Iowa State offense for the first time in the second half, the offensive leader so far.
Yeah, they've gotten enough carries to Breece Hall to where he's lathered up and in a pretty good rhythm. I thought we saw some very good things from Purdy. A little inaccurate in a couple plays in the first half.
Yeah, a little inaccurate, but nothing crazy. A couple balls he probably would want back, but all in all, they've been able to move the ball down the field. It's just finishing in the red zone, finishing in the end zone, finishing those drives with 6 points instead of kicking for 3.
You saw Breece Hall, not just the carries, but also the catches. He caught 4 passes in the first half as well. It'll be Hall. Trying to stiff arm his way off the left side. Nothing happening. No gain on the play. Malcolm Rodriguez, linebacker's been busy. He got through, no gain.
Yeah, Rodriguez is one heck of a linebacker along with Antoine, who made that play. Second time we've called his name. Rodriguez is really the guy for this defense. One of the surest tacklers in the Big 12. Great wrestling background. Was a state champion wrestler in Oklahoma, where wrestling is a big deal. I know it's a big deal here in Iowa, too. I don't want to start any rivalry.
Rodriguez named a co-captain today. On 2nd down and 10. Purdy throws. That's caught. Kohler, tight end, shoulder down near the 30. A gain of 6. Naaman Agbagbamiga, another linebacker, made the tackle. 3rd down.
The catch from Kohler wasn't rare. The fact he didn't get a first down, which is something he normally does, that is the rare thing. He's been the passing mismatch tonight for Iowa State.
5 catches, 55 yards for the tight end, number 88, Charlie Kohler, with a touchdown. Iowa State first half 3 of 10 on first down. This is a 3rd and 4. Purdy pressured and kind of a sidearm flip, incomplete. Pressure coming from both sides. Tariq Milton, Darius Williams, 4th down.
You're going to see it collapse on Purdy.
It's just a 3-man rush. I think you got to give that to the coverage. They've done a good job all day. That's the Oklahoma State defense, especially the secondary, of locking down these receivers and not giving Purdy anybody to throw the ball to.
So a 3 and out. The second 3 and out today for Iowa State, and they had just 5 all year.
Only 5.
Great punt here from Rivera. Stoner inside the 20. Slipped away once, twice, and that is brought down near the 25-yard line. The pressure Brock Purdy faced. First drive of the second half at 3 and out. Oklahoma State ball up by 8 when we come back. Oklahoma State leads despite the fact that Iowa State has run significantly more plays. The time of possession in favor of the Cyclones, but big plays for the Oklahoma State offense. Big reason why they have a 21-13 lead. Second drive of the second half for Spencer Sanders. Sanders on the roll. Looking, throwing, and nearly picked off by Johnson.
That's the second near pick that Sanders has thrown in this football game. You talked about it. He's been turning it over, not today, and he's looked pretty good. This play was a little screwed up from the top, but it seemed like Tylan Wallace just fell down.
Yeah, I don't think he got his cleats in the ground there as he was trying to come back to the football. We've seen a couple players slip.
Oklahoma State now stacks 5 receivers at the top of your screen, and that's a dangerous pass. And then is that a live ball? Johnson pounces on it, and they're going to rule it incomplete.
It's a great read by Mike Rose.
Incomplete pass, 3rd down.
Mike Rose.
He just blows it up. He didn't like the look of it, and he just ran in there and tried to blow the thing up.
It just caused some chaos.
Yeah, they tried to get it to Wallace.
On 3rd and long, Sanders throws, and it's picked off. That's Rose.
What an athletic play by this long, athletic linebacker, 6'3", 240. Sanders throwing this on the run and tries to go back across his body to Stoner, and that never works. You don't want to do that when you're on the run, and Rose is able to stretch out and make a sure stab at the ball.
Yeah, he plucked that one straight out of the air, and this is Tylan Wallace. Excuse me, not Tylan Wallace. Spencer Sanders did a great job in the first half of throwing the ball away, not trying to force too many passes. There you see him trying to force. And Iowa State defenses are different in the second half. They go into the locker room, make their adjustments, and come out with a different game plan.
First interception for Rose, just the 4th all year for the Iowa State defense. So off the turnover, 8-point game. As Purdy looking big over the middle, and it's caught near the 10-yard line. Chase Allen, tight end. 1st and goal, Iowa State, 22-yard play.
And it wasn't an intricate play so much as it was just a nice throw and a nice catch between Purdy and Chase Allen. He just ran a simple over route over the middle, but these tight ends are a matchup nightmare.
Kohler, Allen, Sainer, all 3 tight ends in here on 1st and goal. Play clock at 5. It's going to be Hall. Hall, right side. Slips away. Touchdown. Iowa State, 9 yards.
Well, that was a really great play call. Like you talked about, the tight ends being a matchup nightmare. That's the guy that started it all rose with the pick, but they had both tight ends on either side, meaning they could run their zone run play and a two-way go. Left or right, they go right, and right by Bernard and Ogbogamiga. Breece Hall with the touchdown.
For the extra point, it's through, and we are tied. So off the pick, 2 plays is all it took. Sanders intercepted by the linebacker Rose. And then Hall nearly dragged down. Forget about it. 9 yards. And we're all tied at 21.
Ripped his shirt.
We have a 1-point game. Breece Hall set up by the Mike Rose interception. It took 2 plays. And then Hall with a 9-yard run. Had his jersey ripped. They're fixing that. And the Cyclone student body is all fired up as we have a 1-point game here early on in the second half. It's pretty good. That takes practice, right?
The student section has the moves down.
There's L.D. Brown. Nice return for Brown across the 30-yard line. Well, Spencer Sanders, we said, first half, made good decisions, no turnovers, but then forced one on the previous possession. Intercepted by Rose. Last 5 games, all Big 12 play, of course. 13 picks, 13 turnovers, 9 interceptions now.
Things could not have gone better for the Clones defense here at the start of the third quarter. They get off the field right off the bat. They have a turnover. They've done some adjusting.
Chuba Hubbard. And a strong run across the 40. Gain of about 8.
The one thing I worry about Chuba Hubbard in this game for him is, yes, he had the big run early in the game, but not a lot of carries. Only 6 carries in the first half. Does he have enough to get into a rhythm in the second?
Yeah, they're going to have to keep feeding him. And I think that's kind of where this offense is going to turn to. We're getting into the second half, and this is when running backs really make their money. Not in college, of course.
On second down and 2, Hubbard waiting. And now powers forward for a gain of 5 and a first down. I see number 76, Dylan Galloway, in the game now for Oklahoma State. He's at left tackle with Bryce Bray leaving with an injury. Tevin Jenkins goes over from left tackle to right tackle. And Galloway missed the last 2 games with an injury, but active today.
He's been beat up, but they're happy to have him back. Big guy, 6'5", about 300 pounds, Dallas, Texas.
Hubbard trying the right side. No gain. Anthony Johnson, we have called his name from the get-go today. Some good, some bad.
Well, he's had to step up. You know, their best safety has not been in since the Tylan Wallace long touchdown in the first half. That would be Greg Eisworth, and they need playmakers, guys to come clean things up on the perimeter, and that's what Anthony Johnson's been doing, the sophomore out of St. Petersburg.
And second down. Here's a run for Sanders as he clears the 45-yard line. Tackled by Lawrence White, redshirt junior. After a gain of 3, it's third down and 7. Sanders, plenty of time. Still looking. Trying to slip away from Rose. Not happening. Fresh off the pick. Like Rose. would not be denied. Containing Sanders, 4th down. There is a flag.
They threw a flag. They might say that Rose grabbed the face mask there at the end. He did a great job of staying inside out and not buying the inside fake. And yeah, they're going to say he grabbed the mask. One-on-one in space is hard.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 23, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
So instead of 4th down and a punt, 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, when you're dealing with shifty offensive players, you just try and grab and hold on to anything you can.
Totally illegal. You just can't do it. Looked like a great play from up here, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
That sets up the Cowboys. Great position now. Leading by 1, but Hubbard tries the right side, no gain, and there's Rose again.
Rose, he's played the Sam linebacker position when O'Brien Vance was hurt earlier in the year. Went back to Mike. He's very versatile. We've seen him play on the outside and make plays on the perimeter. Very tough on the inside.
On 2nd down and 9, Hubbard up the middle. Not much. That closed up quickly. And you see 34, Orion Vance. Petros, you mentioned his name, back today. Did not play last week, upper body injury.
Yeah, they want him on the field, and because of Rose's versatility, they have 2 guys that can basically play Mike Backer and 1 that can play Mike Backer and on the outside, and that's Rose. Look at that. 3rd down, they want that money. Wasn't that you talking about, Shane?
Get that money, baby.
On 3rd and 8, Sanders looking, throwing. It's caught by Jelani Woods and tackled shy of the first down at the 31. A gain of 3, so 4th and about 4. Now, Oklahoma State has a great place kicker in Matt Amendola. And they're going to try for a long field goal here. With 6:14 to go, Mike Rose has been all over the place here in the second half.
Yeah, but the face mask is what caused this ability to try to get some points on the board. So good and bad from Rose there on that drive, but mostly good.
See the numbers. Amendola perfect this year. 10 of 10. This is from 49 yards. On the way, and good from 49 yards. Amendola now 11 of 11. Jack Trice Stadium, homecoming here in Ames. A great game, 24-20 Cowboys. As Jake McClure will put this one away. Renee Nwangu on the return. And Nwangu dropped shy of the 25-yard line. Brock Purdy. And the Iowa State offense so far, 289 yards, a touchdown. That was to Kohler in the first half. What do you make of his game so far today, fellas?
You know, I think he's been pretty solid, no doubt, and this is a guy who's just going to keep coming. He's going to keep doing what he does best, which is lead the offense, be accurate, get him in and out of situations. And I thought his coach really described him interesting. Not a parrot, but a butterfly is what Tom Manning said. He's not going to just do what you tell him to do. Right. He is special.
He's used 9 different receivers today. That's a nice fingertip catch made by LaMichael Petway for a gain of 4.
There's Coach Manning up there.
Back at Iowa State.
Right
as the offensive coordinator under Matt Campbell. First 2 years, 16-17, was with the Colts last year, but back as the OC here in Ames for 2019.
He really sung the praises of Colts coach Frank Reich.
This is going to be a Breece Hall pass. And now he'll try to make it a run. And it's going to be a first down.
I thought he had him.
I thought he had him.
I thought he was going to let it. Yeah, usually,
you gotta let it fly.
Usually the guy throws it and he shouldn't have thrown it.
Yeah.
This time Breece Hall tucks it. I don't think he should have tucked it. He asked Kohler, but he saw that rush coming, and he's no Brock Purdy. He's tucking it.
First down with the run. Purdy over the middle. Tight spot, tight window, and the ball came out incomplete near midfield. Intended for Deshaunte Jones.
It's a nice pass there.
Pass. Second down.
Thank you. Nice pass there by Purdy, being able to find the open windows. Oklahoma State's defense is playing man. They're playing zone. They're switching it up. They're bringing pressure up the middle, pushing him, Brock Purdy, off the spot, making him be uncomfortable. But he's done a great job of still facilitating this offense and getting the ball out to the receivers on time.
On second down, Purdy throwing a long throw, incomplete, intended for Jones. Towards the Cowboys sideline. Third and long.
Yeah, and Purdy wants to have that one back. He was pretty disappointed in himself. Deshaunte Jones was open, had some separation there against Bernard, and Purdy just flat out missed him. And a very accurate throw on the play before. And I can see why they run a lot more crossing routes now with Iowa State, because Purdy is so accurate. He can fit it in those windows.
The Cowboys bring pressure here on third down.
They've been doing it all day with a lot of success.
That's Akers in motion.
You called it.
On 3rd and 10, there's a throw low, incomplete, intended for Akers. Wants a flag, not happening. Trey Sterling got a piece of it. 4th down.
Now, they've been letting them play today. I like it, to be honest with you. Let's see the ending of this. The crowd doesn't like it. He had his left arm wrapped around him, but the throw was low.
He caught it.
He caught it. He caught it, and whether Sterling was there or not, the ball was he wasn't going to be able to advance it because the ball was low. You know, it's a tough coverage. It's been a physical game. They've been letting them play outside.
And Purdy threw it very short because of the pressure that Corey mentioned.
Matt Campbell was hot on the sideline, wanted a flag. Instead, it's a punt, and Stoner with a fair catch inside the 20-yard line. 24-20. Cowboys, 4th possession. Second half for Spencer Sanders. He'll throw, and that's caught by Wallace. Had a lot of room, and a first down across the 30. Anthony Johnson in the vicinity for the tackle, but there was a lot of space there for Wallace.
You wonder how much they could just do that with Wallace.
Right.
Just throw those out routes. It seems like easy money on first down for them, because you have to respect him with the corner, and he's so precise in those routes, can just turn and catch quickly. Nice throw by Sanders.
Saw the note, 5 catches now, 21 straight games, 4 or more as Hubbard is buried by Justin Bickham. Loss of 1.
Yeah, and other than the big play and a couple of good 5-6 yard runs, we haven't really seen Chuba take over this game.
They've been on him. They've been very good leveraging him as the ball carrier, inside, outside. Help is on the way with this defense. A lot of hats to the ball.
And second down, they'll fake it, and Sanders will throw. Has a man. That's Jelani Woods. Made the catch, took the hit. Big play for the Cowboys. A gain of 30 and a first down.
Pokes have a tight end too, Corey. Jelani Woods, 6'7", 265, and what a great play, and much needed by the Pokes offense. Right down the middle. Mike Rose left the middle open. He came on a delayed blitz. Good throw.
So on first down, as that quick hit, once again, it's Wallace. And he'll fight across the 30 for a first down. But getting back to Jelani Woods, he was a factor last week despite the loss. He caught it 5 times last week. Recruited as a quarterback, removed to what the Cowboys call their cowboy back before the bowl game in 2017.
Yeah,
and
it's
for
a
good
tight
reason,
end.
6'7", 265,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Cowboy back. Call me the Knight Rider. Guy's a tight end. Look at him. Coach Gundy with all the cool names and the cool hair.
Cool hair. think they call it lettuce. I think that's what the kids are calling it these days.
Sanders, can he get the edge? He'll be shoved out. Flag thrown. Clock stops with 1:55 to play in the third.
Looked like they got a hold out there on the edge. At least that's what the crowd was reacting
Holding.
to.
Offense, number 89, 10-yard penalty.
Oh.
Still first down.
See, we just sing his praises and now a holding penalty.
Not on the Cowboy back. Here's Jelani Woods right on the right side of your screen. There it is. You're going to, just has a hold of Anthony Johnson and won't let him go.
Yeah.
Got to let go, otherwise it would have been a great block.
You know, when you're in the trenches, it's easier to hide your hands. It's easier to hide maybe holding. When you're out there one-on-one in space, you got to let go at some point. All eyes are right on you.
Pushes the ball back to the 38-yard line. Now Chuba up the middle. He's met by about 5 Cyclone defenders. Braxton Lewis, number 33. Ryan Vance, 34. Come out of the stop.
Here in the second half, it really seems like the Clones have done a great job of not letting Chuba get going. We see how fast he can be and how quickly he can separate from a defense. They're not allowing that right now.
No, what we're seeing is if you get to the back, get to Chuba before he gets started, then he's a much easier back to tackle. When you let him get going and trying to tackle him 5-6 yards down the field, it's a much different situation.
This time a bit more of an opening, and Hubbard has it near the 30, picks up 6 more. He's rushed for now 112 yards today, but keep in mind 65 came with a 1 touchdown run in the first half.
One thing he does really well is he really knows how to get low to the ground like a torpedo and just get another 3 or 4 yards at the end of the run by getting very low and pumping his leg. Shows a lot of courage and a lot of ability.
See how aggressive Oklahoma State will be here on 3rd and 12. Sanders throws. That's caught. Wallace inside the 25, well short of the first down. So they set up a field goal try for Amendola, who made from 49 earlier this quarter.
Yeah, I had a feeling they were going to try to get the ball to Wallace. I mean, he's been playing phenomenal, but a good job. Takes a shot in the back there, but a good job there by Iowa State rallying to the football, dropping back in coverage. Like you said, Corey, are they going to play man? Are they going to play zone? They chose to play zone and allow the underneath throw.
I think Wallace hurt his back a little bit. Datrone Young, hit him right in the back.
So we'll check on that. But a pick from Rose led to a score from Breece Hall. It's a 4-point game as we go to the 4th on FS1. Fourth quarter about to begin from Ames. It's a 21-13 game at halftime. Iowa State, a Breece Hall touchdown in the third with Shane Vereen, Petros Papadakis, Corey Provis, Matt Amendola made from 49 in the third. This will be a 40-yard try to make it a 7-point game. Has the distance, and once again, Amendola drills it. He has now made 15 consecutive field goals dating back to last year. We have 2 great games coming your way tonight, starting with a Big 12 showdown as Texas Tech battles Kansas. Then, of course, it's Pac-12 after dark as Cal goes for the upset against number 12 Utah.
Go Bears.
Both games in FS1 and of the Fox Sports app.
Utah's pretty good now. They just beat up on Arizona State pretty well. Amendola beating up on that ball. What a kicker.
Great scene today. Yeah, this has been fantastic. Third sellout of the season here at Jack Trice Stadium. They sold out the opener against Northern Iowa. Sold out, of course, for the Iowa game, and packed here today.
This is a special environment. Never been to Ames, only been to the state of Iowa twice. This is my 2nd time, and I see why. I see why they love their football here. This is, anybody in the state would want to be a part of this.
Oklahoma State in the head-to-head matchup had won 6 straight against the Cyclones until Brock Purdy's debut last year in Stillwater. Give Iowa State a 48-42 win. Nwangu tracked down by Williams. So Brock Purdy, see the numbers today, 295 yards in the air, the touchdown pass.
Do you think they planned on throwing the ball 45 times in 3 quarters?
Yeah, I think it really is what the defense is showing them and what Purdy wants to get in or out of, but that does seem like a lot, especially when you have a back like Hall that you want to get the ball to, but I don't feel like they've done it at the detriment of Hall carrying the ball.
Purdy over the middle, that's caught. And taking a hit, Kohler with the catch. And a first down after a gain of 12, tackled by Malcolm Rodriguez.
Yeah, they're not going to miss seeing Charlie Kohler. And he is from Norman, Oklahoma. You'd think he'd be playing in the Bedlam game. Was a receiver in high schools, put on the weight and become a tight end. Has really taught himself to put his hand in the ground and block. And smartest player on the field, they say, and really one of the most versatile. What a performance.
6 catches today for Kohler with a touchdown.
And now look at him, just lined up like a traditional tight end right there on the line of scrimmage, ready to fire off and hit somebody.
Purdy again will throw. You've seen this connection today. Hall spun down across the 40-yard line to the 42 by Trace Ford.
Yeah, and just having Kohler out there running a route behind that backs route, it really kept Trace Ford deeper than he wanted to be because he saw Kohler back there, and they were able to dump it off to Hall and get a nice gain on first down. And this is the second down type of situation that Coach Manning likes his team to be in.
Breece Hall 5 catches alone today. He had 4 all year before tonight. On 2nd and 3, that's caught by Shaw. That'll be a first down near the 50. Gain of 7. Sean Shaw Jr. 6'6", 212 from Jones, Oklahoma.
A lot of this offense is predicated on staying out of third down situations. As we were talking to Coach Manning, if they like to get a big gain on first and on second down, if they can go ahead and just get the first down, they just want to do it in 2 downs, and you saw it on display there.
Now Hall lines up at the bottom of your screen on first down. Purdy searching, still searching, throws, and that's caught by Allen. Almost at the line of scrimmage. Well, there is Mike Gundy. He had a great line on Monday. This was on the heels of the loss to Baylor. He said, you know what, I don't believe we painted ourselves into a corner. I've been in corners before. Yes, we dropped 3 of the last 4, but I don't think we're in that spot now.
Yeah, he's been doing this too long to panic and developing teams too long to panic, and really one of the great offensive coaches and offensive minds in our game.
Purdy's hit on 7 straight passes. This is a 2nd down and 10. He'll throw over the middle, and that's incomplete. Dangerous pass. Milton took a shot. It'll be 3rd down. Colby Harvell-Peel in the vicinity. There's a lot of white around that area.
Yeah, Harvell-Peel's been great. Jarek Bernard has been great. Trey Sterling has been great. These safeties who they really started playing when they were very young last year, mid-season now, are really starting to emerge. These 3 guys, all sophomores, have been playing lights out in this game against Brock Purdy, making things very hard for him. You see, he's not finding open players like he normally does.
Forcing tough throws.
3rd down and 10. Kohler open. First down inside the 40. A gain of 13. No surprise on 3rd and long to go back to 88.
Yeah, Purdy and Kohler have a great relationship. We asked Purdy yesterday, you know, who do you have the tightest relationship with? Who, when you need him, is always there and always open? And, of course, being the good quarterback and good teammate that he is, he named about 4 guys. But I think what we're seeing today is that him and Charlie Kohler have something special going.
That's a career high 7 catches now for Kohler today. Iowa State driving down 7. Purdy throws in traffic. That's caught by Hall, but Eamon Ogbamiga Read that. Loss of 1.
Yeah, they've gotten the ball to Breece Hall in a lot of different ways. Like we mentioned, they've thrown the ball to him a lot more. And part of the volume with all the throws that Purdy's had to make so far today is because they've really been on the field. I mean, Oklahoma State, even though they have the lead here, it really was able to do it with big plays in the first half. And Iowa State's been out there on the field for a long time under the tutelage of Brock Purdy.
Second and 11. Here's Akers. Akers with steam. First down. And now a flag comes in late. Hard run after the catch by Akers. A gain of 14 more as we await the penalty call from David Alvarez. It's the third catch for Akers if it stands.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 24, half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
It's Jarek Bernard, sophomore from Shreveport.
Landon Akers' third catch in the game. Only 2 catches coming into this game on the season.
Yeah.
And yeah, they got the face mask. That is a face mask.
Looks like the rodeo here.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Look at that. Yeah. Just riding him down. They don't do the rodeo here in Iowa.
Well, this place gets quiet with Iowa State driving.
3 tight ends on the field right now for Iowa State on offense.
And the Cyclones call a timeout, leaving them with 2. 7-point game in the 4th.
Iowa State.
Matt Campbell, 39 years old, year 4, running the program here in Ames. Began 1-8, since then 23-13. What stands out with Matt Campbell? The conversations you guys have had with him.
He's from his own coaching tree. You know, this guy was at Mount Union. I mean, he didn't come up under Saban or Urban, who we love in the studio. I mean, he is his own guy and has really cut a great path here at Iowa State. It's a developmental program, but man, do they develop.
On 1st and 10, over the middle, that's caught by Petway. Inside the 10-yard line.
On previous drives, it's not that Iowa State's offense hasn't been able to get into the red zone. It's getting touchdowns,
yes.
The 6 points in the red zone, instead of coming away with 3. This is important now. We're in the 4th quarter. It's do or die time. And if I'm Brock Purdy, I'm thinking 6.
On 2nd down and 4, it's a run with Hall. And it'll be brought down shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Getting back to Matt Campbell, too, his playing career, a defensive player, but as a coach, guys, more offensively driven.
He sees himself as a tight end as well. But he is an offensive guy, and he was telling us about recruiting Brock Purdy and how they didn't want to go JC or transfer. They wanted a guy who was a high school kid, and he got on the phone with Brock Purdy, and after he talked to him for 90 minutes, he knew that he had something very special in this young man, and it has come to fruition. All 3 tight ends on the field here.
It's a 3rd down and 1 with 9:13 to go. It's Hall to the edge. Can he get the corner? He's got it. Touchdown, Iowa State.
If it's not there, just take the edge.
Just take it to the outside, big fella. But you better win. And he did. Breece Hall, special talent.
Solly to tie the game. He does. It Ames sold out, all tied at 27. The latest scoring drive capped off by Breece Hall. 2nd touchdown today. 27-27 is our score. kick, and that will bounce out of bounds.
It's kind of the second low kick to the left side. First one stayed in bounds perfectly.
Kicking team, the ball replaced to the 35-yard line. First down, Oklahoma State.
So a mistake there from Iowa State will set up the Cowboys at the 35-yard line.
Setting freshman records, Breece Hall is. They've got a lot of momentum here right now. Oklahoma State's had a couple sustained drives with field goals here in the second half, but the big plays might have been fool's gold in the first half.
Sanders finds Wallace. We have seen that play a lot here in the second half, and for good reason, 13 more.
It continues to be successful. Clearly for Oklahoma State, getting the ball quickly to your playmakers and then letting them get upfield. You catch the ball and you get upfield. That's how you split defenders, and that's how you can hurt this defense. And they've been doing it pretty well, which is why they have their 3 touchdowns, all over 50-plus yards.
Big day for number 2, guys. 8 catches, 131 yards for Tylan Wallace.
Yeah, he's so good that you really have to give him a lot of respect on first down, and that's very, very available, that throw.
Sanders now flushed, being chased by Peterson. He'll throw out of bounds.
And he just couldn't get on the same page with Wallace there. He had Wallace open, but Wallace didn't know if he wanted him to work his way down the field or stay put. Just didn't work out between the two. You're going to see Tylan Wallace here, top of your screen, and he's going to come open, and there's a little tiny hole to get the ball to him right there, but just doesn't happen for him.
Design run, Sanders hit and dropped shy midfield. Anthony Johnson, he got through. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
We said it before, without Greg Eisworth, Anthony Johnson has been doing a great job coming up and making tackles from the secondary.
Yes, he's been containing the offense, not allowing them to get outside, keeping them within the framework of the defense. 3rd and 9, big 3rd and 9 as they all are, but this one's a little different.
Sanders looking now, throws low, incomplete. Hubbard was open. 4th down.
Hubbard was open, and he would have had to catch and run probably for about 6 or 7 yards to get the first down. But what they did well defensively, Iowa State, they were able to get to Sanders and move him off the spot. He was fading to his left and then tried to plant and throw back across his body to the right-hand side and didn't get enough on the pass.
Here's Hutton again on to punt this one away. Milton, fair catch, and around the 15-yard line. So we will step aside with 7:32 to go in the 4th. 7:32 to go in the 4th quarter. All tied 27-27. Cyclones with the ball. So Brock Purdy for Breece Hall, the tailback. On first down, Purdy will fake it to Hall and run. A.J. Green with the tackle. And Josh Kniffel, co-captain, saying that should be a face mask, but no flag, a game at 6.
That was Kniffel and Meeker leading through in a called run play for Brock Purdy. They'll call a run play for him every once in a while to keep everybody honest. There's A.J. Green, one of the best corners in the country. Purdy's been doing battle with him all afternoon. Been a great matchup.
On 2nd down and 4, off his back foot, and that's behind. Pedway, incomplete. Darius Williams on the coverage, 3rd and 4.
You know, more pressure. They are sending pressure down after down, and it's right in his face. Brock Purdy is very good at stepping up in the pocket. His pocket awareness is very special. And so when you blitz him, you want to blitz straight at him, not from the outside, because he'll just slide up into the pocket. Oklahoma State's doing a good job of bringing the pressure inside out.
Shaw in motion. As Purdy go back to Kohler on 3rd and 4. And it's intercepted. Picked off by the Cowboys. Towards the end zone, Rodriguez in for a touchdown. A pick 6 for Malcolm Rodriguez of 25 yards. Stuns this crowd in Ames.
Stuns is a good word for it. I mean, wow. And Rodriguez read that the whole way. We talked about him being a leader of this defense, but just an uncharacteristic mistake by Brock Purdy. You can see him there on the sideline. Rodriguez read it beautifully. If Rodriguez didn't make the play, A.J. Green might have. Just a ill-advised throw that was exploited by the Pokes defense.
Just the 5th pick thrown by Purdy all year. And it leads to a pick 6 in the Cowboys sideline. Having fun now. Amendola for the extra point. And the Cowboys.
And Malcolm Rodriguez makes it a 7-point game again on the road for the Pokes.
On the return, this is Nwangu. And he is dropped down shy of the 30-yard line. So Malcolm Rodriguez and the Oklahoma State defense back out there, fresh off the 26-yard pick 6. Rodriguez, who moved from safety to linebacker this year, leads this Cowboy defense in tackles and just made a huge play.
And like you mentioned, he's their leading tackler. And this is a guy who is a workhorse. You have a pretty play like that, pick 6. You take it to the end zone, your reward, get back out there and get in the A-gap.
So you see how Purdy and the Cyclones respond with 6:41 to play. That's caught, and Jones slips away. And a first down across the 38-yard line. Gain of 11.
All that momentum that Iowa State created tying this game up is gone. They've got to bring it back again and create some energy on this offensive drive to get the crowd back behind them.
Yeah.
On first down, a pocket for Purdy, looking deep for Milton, and he had him. Tariq Milton had a step. He was open, and Milton, who played so big for Iowa State in the win in Stillwater last year, and a missed opportunity there for the Cyclones.
Yeah, it was. They had Milton coming across the middle behind the coverage. Purdy unable to drop it into him. It would have been a big play.
They didn't blitz him that time. Nobody up in his face. He was right in his rocking chair and couldn't make the throw.
Here's Hall in the backfield in a whole lot of trouble. Reverses field and now picks up a block and is still brought down for a loss of 3, but that could have been a loss of about 10.
It could have been.
That was Rodarius Williams just doing a great job of what? Same thing I do on a Saturday night, staying home. Just stay over there because this guy can really play. Reverses his field and Williams is able to move.
So on 3rd down and 13. Cowboys bring 4. Purdy in trouble, and he will be sacked back inside the 30-yard line. A loss of 7. Mike Scott, Cameron Murray.
Cameron Murray getting a push up front right in the face of Purdy. We've been saying it all day. The way to affect Purdy is getting his face. Man, what a time, too. Now, under 5 minutes to go in the game. Iowa State's going to have to play some pretty good defense. They're going to have to stop number 30, best running back in college football, because it's 4-minute drill time.
A Joe Rivera punt to Dylan Stoner. And a good punt, Stoner. Inside the 20. And now some space for Stoner. And across the 40-yard line. Let's take a look at our All-State Mayhem moment. It was tied Purdy then. A pick six to Malcolm Rodriguez. This place was jumping, but on that one play, this place got awfully quiet on a Malcolm Rodriguez pick six, and now the Cowboys have it. 4:26 to go, up by 7.
It's a real lead balloon to the people here in Ames, and what a moment for Oklahoma State. And just like you said, Shane, now this is the moment. Does he have enough of a lather in this game to end it for the Pokes? Chuba Hubbard.
27 yards rushing in the third quarter, and now a strong run here. More yards after contact, something he does so well. Picked up a hard 7. Clock running at 4:13 and counting.
I think these moments in the game as an offense, being an offensive player, this is when you can really put your mark on the game. When you can get the ball with 4 minutes left and you run your 4-minute drill, just keeping the ball on the ground, you know you're running it. Everybody in the stadium knows that you're running the ball. But if you can impose your will, and it starts up front in the trenches, if you can impose your will, it sends a statement to every team in the Big 12.
On 2nd and 3, it's Chuba, and he's driven down for minimal gain by Ryan Vance, middle linebacker, back today. 2nd of the Big 12 in sacks. Made the stop, so 3rd down and short. And there's a big play, guys, in this game right now with 3:20 to go.
And there's Coach Haycock, defensive coordinator. Loves his guys. Likes this defense against the run, even though it's only 3 down. Let's see if it can come through for him in this critical moment. He's got 4 down.
On 3rd and short, the Cowboys are 2 of 2 today. It's going to be Chuba trying the right side. I don't think so.
It's going to depend on the spot.
He'll be short. Mike Rose. Interception earlier in this half. On the stop, and Iowa State burns a timeout.
Short, 4th down. Iowa State has called their 2nd timeout of the half.
And what a half
30 seconds in length
for the Cyclones defense. They gave up a couple of field goal drives, but no big plays. They made a lot of adjustments from the first half to the second half.
And now decision time, right? Iowa State has 1 timeout left. Look at where the Cowboys are on the field right now. What do you do here, Mike Gunn? Do you go for it, 4th down?
Got to kick it. You got to kick it. You're on the road, and you just had your opportunity to push them off the ball and get it with your great back, and you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't get it on 3rd down, and your defense has been playing good today. Trust and rely on your defense to go ahead and get it done for you one more time.
Yeah, they've caused Brock Purdy a whole bunch of trouble, and he has not been comfortable. He's missed some throws. He's lacked accuracy, and he just made the ultimate mistake with a pick 6. Got to trust your defense in this situation. And if you're an Iowa State fan, you're pretty happy to have the ball back in number 15's hands with a chance to tie it.
Yeah. Plenty of time.
They're going to go for it.
They're out there.
Oklahoma State's going to go for it. Mike Ditka would approve this call with that costume.
Looking for the nail in the coffin.
On 4th and 1, it's a run. It's Chuba. He doesn't get it. A gamble on 4th down, and the Cyclone defense responds. It's Vance.
Sort of a slow developing play that didn't get up into the line of scrimmage.
It really didn't, and they brought in 2 tight ends, and it was an outside zone read. He cut up behind his defenders, but the backside rush from Iowa State, Jamal Johnson, big man there in the middle, affecting the play. Man, it was 3-4 of them, hats to the ball. Ray Lima in there on the play as well.
So a gamble, and now the Cyclones down 7, but with the ball just shy of midfield. With 1 timeout and 2:43 to play. It's Purdy throwing, and that is caught in traffic by Kohler. A gain of 8. .37 the previous mark. Sam Richardson, 2014 against Toledo. And that's intercepted. Ogbongbemiga. So Purdy picked off. Another linebacker makes a play this time. The redshirt junior Amen Adbagbamiga with a huge play in the fourth quarter.
Two linebackers for Oklahoma State coming through on consecutive drives, confusing Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was trying to get that ball on the scramble to Kohler, who was coming back to the ball. You're going to see Kohler there working against Trey Sterling, and he was coming back to the ball. He just didn't see him.
He never saw him. He never saw Amen as he was, look, just lurking in the middle of the field, reading Purdy, and look, there's a pass. Maybe I should catch it.
He threw it right to him.
Yeah.
Ran right into the ball's path, and what two great opportunistic plays by the defense for the Pokes. Jim Knowles is going to be happy creating those turnovers down the stretch, creating that mayhem.
Now Hubbard upended. Cyclones have just one timeout left. Eddie Wazirike with the stop. Clock runs, under 2 to play. Mike Gundy. And the Cowboys came in reeling a bit, dropping 3 of their last 4. Just 1 win so far in conference play. Matt Campbell with 1:45 to play, down 7.
Well, Mike Gundy really came into this game trying to solve the mystery of that Iowa State defense. They've had some trouble with these guys running to the ball. And I don't know if they solved it today. They had some big plays in the first half, but it's really their defense that has pulled them out here in the second half.
Called their second time out of the half. 30 seconds in length.
So Oklahoma State with a timeout with 1:30 to go, upcoming for the Cowboys. Sponsored by Coors Light, made to chill, celebrate responsibly.
If their defense keeps playing that game, November 30th against Oklahoma.
Ooh. Bedlam.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, if you missed the news, lost today at Kansas State.
This Big 12 has been competitive all season long.
Yeah, and some different looks from teams. You know, you have this Iowa State team that has 3 really talented tight ends. You have Texas Tech that's now playing with a tight end. Oklahoma State, same as always, just breaking in a freshman quarterback, and he's going to have his ups and downs. But man, what a performance for the entire team today.
And Sanders will run it, just slides down with 1:23 to go. Spencer Sanders, an interception in the third quarter.
Matt
Sanders,
Campbell's,
though, with 2 touchdown scores as well today, guys.
Yeah, Matt Campbell is holding on to that timeout after this third down play. If he gets the timeout in, at least Iowa State will have a shot.
So Campbell watching the clock. Upcoming for the Cyclones, a bye next week. And a challenging stretch. Oklahoma, Texas in consecutive weeks.
Oklahoma State.
46 seconds to go.
Time out of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Cowboys called their last timeout.
I would not want to be the Sooners having to face this Iowa State team after as angry as they are. They're going to be a couple of very angry teams down in Norman. If this holds.
Also at stake today for Iowa State, since 2017, among all Power 5 teams, only 2 teams had yet to lose in October since 2017, Alabama and Iowa State.
Wow.
October 10-0 in Big 12 play. Iowa State was in the month of October going back to 2017. And Mike Gundy, what a job that the Cowboy defense especially has done here as this game has moved along tonight. On third down, it'll be Chuba. And a slide down at the 38. And like you thought, Shane, the Cyclones will call the final timeout with 39 seconds to go.
Iowa State called their third and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Chuba Hubbard today, 23 carries, 113. As Campbell and the Cyclones Get it back one final time, but down 7. Chuba had a 65-yard touchdown run in the first half. I carried it 23 times today, and they thought that rate would come down after carrying it as much as he had leading up to this game. Thought about 20 to 25 was the game plan, and 23 carries today.
Yeah, and if they needed him to carry it 40 times to win, he would have done it.
With a smile on his face.
He doesn't like coming off the field. Coach Campbell just trying to get his offense back on the field.
Iowa State brings pressure, and Hutton got it off. And Deshaunte Jones will watch this one bounce out of bounds, as they will spot it near the 25-yard line. Kansas, Texas Tech coming up next here on FS1.
So what do you do here if you're Iowa State? You got Brock Purdy.
Yep.
He's had a tough time with these linebackers. There's no doubt a couple of picks in the last couple of series that has really hurt his team's chances to win, but you got to shake that off and see if you can make something happen and then make it happen again. A lot of ways to go, and you need a touchdown.
Cowboys bring 4. Purdy over the middle, throws, that's caught. Jones going to get out of bounds? No. Great tackle there from Sterling. It'll stop the clock temporarily as they reset the chains.
I was just going to say, if you're going to throw the ball over the middle, it has to be for a first down so that the clock can stop and you can go ahead and get lined up. Other than that, you want to get the ball to the sidelines so you can get out of bounds. Catch the ball, get out of bounds, and start moving your way down the field. And then hopefully you get close enough to where Brock Purdy can put it in the air and throw something in the end zone.
So Purdy clocks it with 24 seconds to go. No timeouts left. On second down, Purdy intercepted. Is that Sterling? Yes. Trey Sterling picks off Purdy, and that'll seal it. And Oklahoma State on homecoming Saturday will upset the Cyclones in Ames. 3rd pick of the half from Purdy, and this one to the redshirt sophomore from Sunnyvale, Texas, Trey Sterling.
And it's the Pokes defense that really comes through. Sterling doing a great job going back across his body and making a very athletic play. You know, coming into this game, we knew Oklahoma State had great corners in Williams and Green, but their safeties, these sophomores, 3 of them have really stepped up today. Harvell, Peel, Sterling, and Bernard, not to mention the 2 big picks from the linebackers, Og Bongamiga and Malcolm Rodriguez. A great second half performance, really giving Brock Purdy nightmares here by Oklahoma State's D. Congratulations to Coach Jim Knowles, the D coordinator.
Oklahoma State led Baylor in the 4th quarter, could not finish it off last week, but they do here today. An upset as Mike Gundy and the Cowboys come to Ames and knock off Iowa State 34-27. For our entire crew, this is Corey Provis saying so long from Ames. Coming up after this short break, we'll get you out to Texas Tech at Kansas.